Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The final game of this 3-game series, the start of DotaPit League Season number 3. MeePwn'd versus Basically Unknown. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, my name is Mott. With me today is MottPax, and of course, Trout. How are you, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
We have this third game now getting underway after we witnessed 2 pretty damn good games. The first of which, I gotta say, Basically Unknown had a fantastic time on the back end of Bambo and his Legion Commander. The second game of which, Hani played an amazing Sand King, and they broke even. So now, Axe and Juggernaut, they'll be together, and that'll be MeePwn'd's first couple of picks. Those are 2 damn good heroes to get in the first round. Basically Unknown, they pick up the Brewmaster and Dazzle. And with the way things are going, MeePwn'd, I think they have a little bit of momentum after that second game. I do want to point out that it is a best-of-3 series, and of course it is double elimination as well. So even if a team loses here, they still have a chance to make the last game into, of course, qualify for the group stages. So nobody's dead just yet. But it's 2 teams. Top 2 teams will move on. Okay.
Well, I have my own little stat I've just thought up, and it's if you give up first blood, your team and you will own the rest of that game. Because game 1... the Tiny gave up first blood in a very bad way at the start of that bounty rune. Ended up just owning. And then last game, Hani gave up first blood after stealing a rune and just ended up owning. So whoever gets first blood this game, I predict will be the winner and will own.
That's so what you're saying is as soon as we see the first blood, that's it, we're done.
That's it. Yeah, call it in.
We'll just make sure, okay, we're done so here, folks. We'll see you later. But actually, MeePwn'd... we'll see. I think the Axe and the Juggernaut's a pretty good start. I got to say, if this was just the draft, if this was it, I think I'd like their team a lot. However, we'll have to wait and see what they draft next. I do want to say, guys, before we move any further, that we have 4 ASC versus Mind Sanity coming up next here, and that'll be our last best-of-3 for the day. And, well, big stuff coming out. And yes, MottPax, that's it. You're done. Sorry, buddy. We'll see you later.
Yeah. I'm taking over, man. I'm taking over. Axe is pretty good against Dazzle. I was talking about that earlier. One of the better Dazzle. It's kind of funny because they both play well against each other. Kind of like an Abaddon plays against a Doom, where they both play against each other. Like Dazzle's good in laning phase against Axe if they lane against each other because the healing wave is really good against melee heroes. But, you know, obviously the Dunk is supreme against the Grave because it doesn't really do anything. So Axe is a bit better against Dazzle. Same thing with like Doom against Abaddon, but I do like Axe here. I think it's really good not only against the Dazzle Grave, but it's really good against Brew. Like I said, it's a very, very low cooldown, 10-second cooldown with a Berserker's Call through Magic Community, which is very, very effective against a hero like Brew who desperately needs to get off that Panda ulti. As we saw last game, if he doesn't get that ulti off in clutch times, then can just become a big liability.
Yeah, the team fight then becomes, I wouldn't say disastrous, but it becomes a bit of an issue. So Basically Unknown, they pick up the Zeus as well, the global ultimate now coming out for Basically Unknown. And MeePwn'd with the Axe and the Juggernaut, they have a couple of picks. They actually banned out the 2 supports that Basically Unknown have been picking a lot, which is the Vengeful Spirit as well as the Ogre Magi. So no surprise there that they get rid of that, but now they have to think about what they want to get for their own supports. And they go for the Skywrath, which is another hero that didn't really get changed that much, and I haven't seen as much of. It hasn't been like, it hasn't disappeared from the scene, but it's certainly not as prevalent as it once was.
Yeah, it's still really good. Like, the silence is what's always going to keep that hero relevant, no matter the other changes to the ultimate or whatever. The damage is tweaked, doesn't matter. The instant cast silence, I think, is what makes this hero.
Yeah.
There's no other spell that's like it, pretty much. I mean, Rubik's is kind of like it, but Rubik's doesn't increase magic damage either. So
Brewmaster has that's the issue with Brewmasters, is getting your ultimate off like you talked about. With Ancient Seal, that becomes more of an issue for Basically Unknown. Is just you maybe think about getting a BKB before you get, you know, another item after your Blink Daggers. So there's a lot of issues with the Scarith Mage in this situation. And I really like the draft from MeePwn'd so far. For basically a known, they still have the Zeus to work with here, but he's pretty squishy as well. So we'll see how Zeus fares up against Escalating later on in the game.
Yeah, I actually like MeePwn'd's lineup a little bit more too. I know it's only a bit over halfway, but I've actually liked basically unknown's drafts more in the previous 2 games. I just think they got a little bit outplayed and a little bit cocky, honestly, towards the late game. Like their courier die with a Manta on it could have been a little bit of a decider. Then the next fight they took after that, he didn't deliver his Manta, and they just didn't really get anything done in that fight, bottom. But this game, I think the draft is a little bit better for MeePwn'd. It's going to be a Wraith King here for basically unknown. Okay, I'm really curious to see what their laning phase is going to be. Is it going to be a Zeus with an offlane Brew? Is it going to be a farming Wraith King with a support Zeus? We just don't know yet.
I think the Brew should be... The Brew, I think, for one thing, should be mid. I think Zeus maybe is a 4-position Zeus. I've seen, like, offlane Zeuses. I don't think that's going to be the case. This is a very strange lineup right now. We do really have to wait and see how this draft concludes before...
Offlane Zeus, again, is pretty bad on Radiant. Like, unless you're one of those special heroes that can really abuse the pathing of the Radiant... That jungle up there when you're offlaning Radiant... it's just, you don't want to have a hero like Zeus to be up there. Otherwise, if you don't get a supreme block, which you can't on Radiant side, if you're both blocking equally from Radiant and Dire, Dire will always win. So you have to get, like, unless you have a Fisher block from Earthshaker, you're never going to get the creep equilibrium with a crappy hero like a Zeus offlane. So if it is, I don't know. I don't know how effective that'll be.
That's a disaster at that point. You're just like, well, okay.
Yeah, what do? You basically sit there, maybe get 1 creep kill or 2 with your lightning, but you probably won't get level 2, and then you have to go jungle as Zeus, which is just
that sounds terrible.
Not that optimal.
All right, let's forget we ever brought that up. Let's forget I ever brought that up because that just sounds awful. Just sounds terrible. I've seen it like once. It's been awful. Yep, the Treant Protector coming out, a hero which you favor pretty heavily. It's going MeePwn'd's way.
I'm really loving this draft actually from MeePwn'd. I think it's really nice. It's got a nice balance of stuns to damage to protection to late game. They've really got it all right now. It's just a matter of if they don't get demolished in the laning phase, which I don't think they will because they have a Treant Protector. It's one of my favorite heroes that's somewhat emerging yet again. Like I said, with the I don't know what the opposite of research declination.
Yes.
Of the Jakiro.
Yeah, the Jakiro is almost non-existent in Pro Dota, it seems, as of right now. But I like the Treant Protector. Allows Axe to be a bit more aggressive in lane. And we'll see where they put him. The Scarith Mage Treant Protector, your support duo with Juggernaut probably in the safe lane, and then maybe like I don't know. You can maybe aggro tri-lane with Scarith, Treant, Axe, and then put Jug safe lane. That seems plausible, I guess, in this situation.
Yeah, you could do that. You could also just run the offlane Axe with the standard, or like Axe Treant with the Juggernaut Skywrath. You could do that.
Yeah.
You could just run a straight up a solo offlane Axe just with the protection of the Treant's living armor. And since you are on Dire, you're going to get that free level too. So if you wanted to do that, have Treant stack some jungle for the Axe, it could be really good. So I really like MeePwn'd's lineup so far. I'm going to have to really get sold by basically Unknown's final pick here.
Well, they have plenty of time to work with, but the question is, what do they pick up here? They've got a lot. We don't know really where anything's going yet. We know that Dazzle's support. It's about extent of what we know here, and that Zeus is not going off lane. That's the other extent.
We don't know that for sure yet.
I mean,
but I don't know. I agree with you though. I think Zeus in mid is just much better, just because I think he benefits with levels faster than most heroes because of his global ultimate. So if that's the case, then that would mean Brew off lane. But I don't know. I'm leaning towards it's probably a 4 Zeus. Just because Brew offlane on Radiant especially is just meh.
It's one of those. It's another one of those heroes where you're like, please don't do that.
Yeah, it really is.
And a Zeus 4 position is something I've seen a lot. I mean, specifically AUI 2000 played it a lot for Cloud9 when they were together.
It's good. It's a free counter ward at level 1, and it's very low mana costs. So that's an Earthshaker. So I think it is going to be an offlane Brew.
Yeah. This is really So damn it, this is difficult. I think. Yeah, Wraith King is going to be farming, though, I believe.
I mean, that's a core Zeus one way or the other. Because it's unless you're going to have a farming Earthshaker, which... Actually, you know what? Maybe it will be an offlane Earthshaker, so... shit, man, we don't know.
We have no idea. Listen, we're gonna let this one ride out, and we're gonna just say screw it. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Let Reddit come in here because they will theory craft the shit out of this.
Yes.
And they know better. All right,
really
Phoenix's
do.
last pick for MeePwn'd. It worked out very nicely for him last time.
Yeah, this is a solid pick. Again, the issues with mana arose pretty early on for Simba, but they were quickly dispersed after he got a couple of levels, and he was able to get off Supernova in almost every team fight, it felt like, and he did very good with those Supernovas. He doesn't have a Chronosphere necessarily to set him up anymore, but he has almost the next best thing, which is a Treant Overgrowth, so
yeah,
that's pretty solid, I'd say.
Or even, yeah, that's really good with the Axe Call as well. So, like I said, it was funny. It was like, well, Brewmaster offlane and Radiant's pretty bad unless you have a hero like Earthshaker to block. I am interested to see if Earthshaker will be blocking for him. I think I should. I think anytime you have an Earthshaker on Radiant, you should be blocking your offlane.
Yeah.
Even if it is, well, unless it's like a Clockwork, like I said. But
then you're good on your own. But for now, it is going to be Brewmaster offlane because they've been playing up the Brew, unless they decide to randomly switch things around, which is always possible. But looks like somebody is in the bathroom or something for the side of MeePwn'd, I think, as they were waiting to pick up their last hero. And Bambo throws the casual question mark. Bathroom called it. Kobe. All right. Well, we got a second here.
That's Babe Ruth, man. He Babe Ruthed it.
He's going old school. Jeez. All right. Here we go. For basically unknown, on the Radiant side, we have... Actually, which team do you want? Let me ask you. Which team do you want to introduce?
I'll take unknown because all their names are correct now.
That's true. Actually, except for Bratata. That one's not, but...
Bratata. Oh, you know what? They just swapped. Look at that. They just swapped. It's actually going to be Bambo on the Earthshaker. And it's going to be a support Brewmaster, question mark?
I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't know. Maybe there's going to be another swap here. I don't know.
They're floundering, man. They're getting their heads. They're getting mind gamed right now. But yeah, they swapped again. Look at it.
Mind gamed right now, man.
Yeah.
Oh, what the? All
right. We're back.
I'm actually so confused what that was all about.
All right. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and do the Dire team real quick. You asked me to do MeePwn'd. I'll do MeePwn'd. Excalibur is going to be at the Juggernaut. 1, 2, 3, 4 is Pylad Die on the Scarith Mage. We'll have XD or Hani playing your Treant Protector. We is going to be playing your Axe. In the mid lane, it's going to be the offlane Symbol Phoenix coming out to round out the lineup of MeePwn'd. That's your Dire team.
And on the Radiant side, we got Sexy Bambo playing the offlane Brew. We got Mad playing the Earthshaker as a support with an early TP scroll, I might add. Bratata, 4 Tas on there, is going to be playing your one position Wraith King. Mind Control playing the Zeus in mid most likely, and then Magoma playing your Dazzle.
So that's it is going to be the one position Wraith King. After everything settles, what we thought was going to happen seems to be happening.
Yeah, and Matt is going to block the offlane here, as it seems, which is really what you need to do when you have Earthshaker and Radiant. Yeah. Lots of pings coming out, but it looks like it should be a Bounty Rune secured bottom. Or is it? I don't know. How good is...
I don't think you really... This is... I mean, you have a Treant who could just hammer fist, but they're still pretty good.
But Phoenix has very little armor at level 1.
And this should be the Radiant Bounty Rune, and it will be. Mind Control's going to grab it real quick. And he's not going to block, so he'll miss out on the block, which Wee's going to get, but he does get the Bounty Rune, so not bad. Meanwhile, Bambo is chasing down Excalibur here. He does have Blade Fury, but there's no clap or anything, so it's not really useful. He's just going to eat a tree, and Bambo's just trying to get as many licks in as possible here. And he actually might take the creep wave. Yeah, there it goes. Bambo takes the creep wave and brings it back to his tower, so nice.
That's actually kind of funny / counterproductive because they used the Fisher block. So he doesn't really need to do that.
That was, I don't know what that...
Because now he actually screws himself by doing that, I think, a little bit. I think it would have been a little, well... I don't know, I guess it's kind of in the same spot it would have been anyway, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. But it's just kind of funny, you know? You're going to utilize the block and then still pull the wave anyway. Anyway, enough about that.
It was a good effort. We'll just give him that. Good job, Bambo. Nice work. Wow, Phoenix is taking some right click. Is he dead? He has no Icarus dive. He's going to feed first blood to Magoma. No, Treant Living Armor comes through. Keeps him alive. I was like, he was playing very far up, and Magoma just walked in, poison touched him, and almost got that kill. That's pretty nice.
If he didn't have that Ring of Protection, he's definitely dead.
Oh, he's fissured. Is he dead anyways? Poison touch? That's not really going to do anything.
He's got regen of the Tango.
He's fine, yeah. If Magoma is able to get one right click off, he gets that kill, but It's not there, unfortunately.
Very, very good pressure early on.
Didn't they buff Dazzle's base damage like in the last patch or something, or 2 patches ago? I feel like they did. Because he was doing some work there with his right click. Denied. Maybe I'm crazy.
I'm not quite sure. He's always had great attack animation. I know that. And then, yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, he's a good laner for sure.
Well, we will have the Wraith King Sakshka in the safe lane trying to get CS. He's 7 and 4 currently. Top lane, Jug's doing pretty well with 8 CS. The mid lane is really where the interesting things are happening. Weeha is sitting at 9, and of course Mind Control sitting at 10. So he's doing pretty well for himself. Berserker's Call gets canceled by Wee. He's thought about using it there for a second, but nope. Just got to back up and continue to CS. And I like this dual lane coming out. I like Hani being here with Simba. Otherwise, this lane's a bit more difficult for Simba, as you saw earlier.
Yeah, the only problem is he is going to be leeching a little bit of experience from the Phoenix, which he will need. But oh, they're actually pinging this out. This could be in trouble. First one actually goes to the top of Bambo, but at the same time, they're going to go on the Phoenix and get the kill as well.
Oh, I just caught both of those things. Oh. Brewmaster, Bambo actually DC'd too after that happened. Thank God he DC'd there. Yeah, like that would have been awful if he just DC'd and he got killed, or DC'd before he got the kill. But yeah, I caught both of those barely. So good job, me. Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah,
you are the man, actually.
I don't know how I caught that one top. I just saw Scarrett's health falling pretty quickly. Well, they're going to go on him, though. Blade Fury, concussive shot. Bambo is actually dead. He was in a pretty awkward position when he reconnected to the game. Meanwhile, they actually... Hani skilled up Nature's Guys very early here. I mean, not super early, but it's a good choice, and he's going to be able to just roam around. And he doesn't have a leech yet, obviously, but I don't know if he needs it. Another Nature's Guys coming in. They can't get this kill because he's invisible. They have no detection. Which keeps him alive. He could play pretty aggressively down in this bottom lane.
Yeah, the fade time's actually ridiculously long for Tree at 2 seconds. But did actually disjoint that Poison Touch from Dazzle, which is level 2. I like this build from him. But yeah, they did also get that kill onto the Phoenix. And that's one thing I touched on a little bit last game is that, one, he's got very little armor, and two, his Icarus dive cooldown is super, super long at 36 seconds. That's really, really long. And he used it to try to get the rune. And they capitalized on that nicely, so...
Yeah.
But what happened top? How did he get that kill in the Skywrath?
I think Skywrath was zoning him out, and Bambo hit him with a clap and just right-clicked him to death. And Pilot Eye just being in a bad spot, as it often happens, unfortunately. Yeah, well... He goes down. That's the first blood for Bambo, which that gave him boots. And probably... Yeah, I think, his bottle as well as in the courier. However, he's going to get concussive shotted again. He's going to use the Thunderclap, but the Blade Fury just brings it out, and Bambo is probably dead. He has a stick charge, and he might live. He's got a bottle up as well. Yeah, he actually lives because of the stick charge, so nice play there to survive, but that's a very dangerous lane, and this is why offlane brew, it's kind of tough.
I will say, if that was a leveled up spin, he dies 100%. But, you know, this is the more popular build as of late. Just because it gives you extra stats and being more of a right clicker rather than a damage dealer with nukes.
Mind Control got Berserker call, but we couldn't get enough counter Helix procs to do any damage there. So you're all about the... I remember hearing about this, especially when you were casting. You're all about the Max Blade Fury, right?
No, I'm not necessarily all about the Max Blade Fury in the early game. I understand why people do this build. I'm not even going to go into it too much, but the reason why I like Blade Fury with more points into it is not necessarily for the damage, it's for the lowered cooldown. Because it does go down significantly in cooldown. So it means you can dodge more spells at a higher rate. But anyway, that's my 2 cents with that.
Juggernaut's one of those heroes that has a number of builds. And they built treads for him again this time around. But this time it's on MeePwn'd side, so more and more treads are being actively built. So both teams deciding to go for the item. Meanwhile, mid lane, oh, actually, hold on. Bottom might be Nature's Guys. Do they have any detection? They have dust, actually. They dust him. They know that he's there. Wraith Fire Blast is going in, and he can living armor and maybe survive, but he might not get it off. He's going to try to TP, and he's not going to make it. That was a good effort. Meanwhile, Icarus Dive is available. Zeus ult, the right click. Oh, it doesn't get disjointed. Dazzle gets the kill. Oh, that was cool. Magoma with a double on both heroes in the bottom lane. Suddenly a disaster arises for MeePwn'd.
Really nicely done. If you saw Zeus in mid, he was basically AFK watching the the whole time to see when the perfect time for him to use the ulti would be. He's
He's
actually got a weird build too. He's got 2 into Arc Lightning before he... Okay, now he puts his 3rd point into Lightning Bolt. So he actually doesn't have it maxed out. And I think it literally is just because the range of the Arc Lightning is so far that he wants to be able to spam it with just a little bit of extra damage each time onto that axe at a safe distance.
And be a bit more aggressive. And it also helps CSing as well to a certain extent. Not that CSing with level 1 is difficult, but yeah, he's just going to work with it. And so, I mean, that Zeus ult helps out a lot, obviously. Doesn't get the kill necessarily, but still. The Dazzle's going to get double kills. Support's getting involved early on. He's level 4. He bought a lot of wards. Dazzle gets boots now, and he was in a tri-lane, but the tri-lane starts paying off because they get those 2 kills, so.
Yep. And he just TB's back to lane, bought sentries, and countered a ward that was freshly placed, so nice job from Dazzle.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good spot now. Bambo is still chasing after Pilot Eye. Pilot Eye has been kind of annoying to him. Clap could go, and it will. Oh, that Fisher just blows him up. Excalibur does have Omni Slash, but there's a creep wave here. Bambo taking a heavy amount of damage here. Mad, Omni Slash, they get the kill. He's not going to get both of them. Maybe he will. Blade Fury, he's going to die for this. Mad can try to juke around the tower. Excalibur still chasing. No phase or anything he has Trez to work with, but there's the Calling Blade. Oh my god, we just walks in, says, how are you? Slams him down and walks away. And they get 2 quick kills and only losing Pi in the process.
Yeah, he had that haste rune bottled up for a long time. He actually still has the haste. Enough time to go on mind control in mid.
Oh, look at that damage, though. Zeus Ult comes in the Lightning Bolt as well. Bambo chasing him down, has Clap, but they'd have to die for this. Living Armor on cooldown for another 15 seconds. They're going to get 1. They will not get 2. The Fisher actually connects, but only on the Treant Protector. And I don't know what series we've been watching, but this has not been this action-packed, so I'm all about this. Meanwhile, He's going to get Poison Touched, and he gets the Berserker's Call, but he doesn't get the rune. Fisher comes in, it just connects. But there is no Zeus Ult. They have to get the Living Armor off first. Nope, no they don't. They just get the Lightning Bolt and they kill him. All right.
Radiant's top tower is
Top lane. Excalibur clapped up. Glyph's going to go. They kill the healing ward. Excalibur has no Blade Fury, but they won't get the kill. Okay.
Yeah, and this should be a denied tower here for Bambo. Oh, that was actually close. Okay, he does get the deny. Nicely done from him. And but yeah, no, this Zeus, like, yeah, this axe is really nice and being able to stop lots of physical damage with the Berserker's Call, but the magic damage coming out from Zeus is so heavy onto the axe. And that's a Midas up for the Wraith King too, which I do love, because I just love Midas in general.
I think you rarely see Wraith Kings, especially in the 1 position, not go Midas, because you need to get to that level 3 ultimate, it feels like. So.
Yeah, you're so right, man. That level 1 ultimate is so bad.
It's like 4 minutes or some ridiculous number. Meanwhile, Pilot Eye is very close to dead. Zeus Ult not there for another 3 seconds. He could use it now and maybe get the kill.
I think he'll get it, actually.
He's not using it, though. All right, he's holding on to it, I guess. Split, maybe they want to go on Excalibur here. Oh, good Blade Fury, though, and he's just going to survive. That Boulder Toss had hit. He was Masked Madness still, and that would have been kind of sketchy. But, yeah, actually forces out the ultimate for pretty much nothing there. And Excalibur still holds on to his Omni Slash.
It only blocks 40 damage at level 2 for the tree. Like, if you saw when he used it on to the axe, you actually had, like, I want to say, like, 260 HP or something.
Yeah,
that Lightning Bolt just destroyed him.
Yeah.
Maybe that was because he was in range of Static Field, though, so.
I think he probably just... I don't know.
I mean,
there's no reason not to use that ultimate there, I think, if you know you're going to get the kill.
It would have been really close. I mean, Lightning Bolt does do a lot more damage than your ulti. Like, your ulti does 225, Lightning Bolt does 350, so it's 125 more damage.
Either way, doesn't secure the kill. Pilot Eye survives safely and allows them to maybe pick up a haste rune here for We. We saw him with a haste rune earlier. These S4 runes coming out, although it's 10 minutes in, so it's a bit later. And he actually almost has a Blink Dagger. He didn't get Tranquils first, but I like the fact that he has the Blink Dagger pretty soon, so... 10 minutes in, and the Jug, by the way, has about 70 CS. Excalibur, who has had a rough time farming this series, is now starting to put the team on his back, at least with the CS, so.
Yep.
Mom is done. He's got a Quelling Blade. All right, good stuff.
Bottom lane, how's Dazzle's up to level 7? My god. Stun coming out casually onto Phoenix, who's also level 7, and doesn't really have any heroes on the other side that can really take out that Phoenix ulti very quickly, especially if he gets the Fire Spirits off.
This is a sketchy lane for Phoenix to be in. However, with Icarus Dive, should be okay. Sage's Mask is picked up, and he actually is just going to get Living Armor and back to full. So, Mind Control's doing well. Arcane's Staff of Wizardry, getting ready to fight. Matt is here mid lane. He's level 4. Boots is up, and he actually could get Arcanes, or he could save up for that Blink Dagger. More than likely, he might get Arcanes, though. And Matt's actually gotten a lot of farm and experience. Bottom lane, though, they're jumping in. There's the Wraith Fire Blast, but Berserker's calling him to go, man. Even if he graves himself, he's still dead as hell. No, he missed the chop. He missed the chop, and now he graves. Oh, what a disaster. Lightning Bolt, Zeus Ult. No Supernova getting used, and Sibba gets blown up. And they actually have to back now. That was a whiff of a Culling Blade, but a good stick charge, I think, coming out. It was the stick that saved his life, I believe, for Magoma.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a whiff, but he's got a nice stack there on his Ancients to help him out, though. Actually, you can't take him. He doesn't have no armor. So.
This is sketchy. He's gonna get Living Armor. He's fine. All right.
Yeah, but it's gonna go away very quickly.
He he has to blink. Wow. All right. Stick. He really wants this Ancient stack.
I still don't think he's gonna get it.
He could die and be fine because he has he just bought his Tranquil Boots as well. So after a very sketchy situation with those Ancients, he's gonna walk back home and just pick up his Tranquil Boots. He's got his Blink Dagger now, and MeePwn'd are in a position where they're down 9-3. However, they're still in a really solid spot because Excalibur has plenty of farm. They haven't used Supernova yet. I mean, the Phoenix is level 6. They have to get involved, though, with these Berserker calls, though, I think.
Yeah. Well, there is a Yasha now, though, for Excalibur, so like you're mentioning. He's very, very farmed. Midas up onto the Panda, actually, the offlane Panda this time. Not going to go for a Blink first. That's very weird to me. I think you can get away with it normally on mid, but I guess because he feels like he's so farmed, you can get away with this, but I think this actually is a mistake.
Concussive shot into Mind Control, but the Fisher creates a wall between them. And yeah, I'm not really sure about the Bambo Midas here. He should be able to get it, assuming everything goes well, but that's a big assumption at this point. So
I mean, yeah, I think this is one of those heroes that's a mistake on, especially as an offlaner. Like, why get Midas when you can just initiate into a team fight perfectly with Blink? I don't agree with this pickup at all.
If they had a Blink and they started fighting, they could just, with Zeus Ult especially, they could blow up a lot of these heroes. And I think for MeePwn'd, a lot of the benefit to their lineup is they're the ones that want to initiate with Berserker's Call, with Treant, Overgrowth. So yeah, we'll see how it pans out. It could be somewhat okay, but I agree with you. Excalibur's going to rotate mid, and he's got intrates. He wants to be able to use his Omni Slash here. And Mind Control and Matt are going to sit underneath this tower. Excalibur is level 11, so he has level 2 Omni Slash now. That's pretty important. And he's actually going to stack up the enemy Ancient stack. And then maybe go and take it with the rest of his team.
Yep. And that's the third haste rune now coming out for this Axe. He's been getting haste runes galore, which are really, really good for him. Now has his Tranquils too. So he could maybe look to initiate onto the mid. Could be juicy.
Yeah, they did Zeus Ult, so they know that they're in the vicinity. This is one of those games where if you're Wii and you get all those haste runes, you take a second and you thank based Ice Frog for giving you the great RNG that is the haste rune. So he'll head down towards the top lane. Excalibur was looking for Roche for a second and realized he couldn't take it, and then backed away. The Healing Ward, the Lightning Bolt, good idea from Mind Control, but cannot get the kill. And we've devolved into a farming game. What turned into be a pretty hefty fighting game early on is now more farming than anything else.
Well, that will benefit Panda, though, because if he doesn't have to use his ultimate, this Midas will pay for itself relatively quickly. So, good things coming for Unknown if they're not fighting right now. They are getting more levels on Tahani, who, by the way, went a really weird build. Has no points into his Leech Seed right now, and 2 points in Nature's Skies. I do agree that 2 points is way better than 1 on Nature's Skies, but I think that Leech Seed's somewhat of a value point level 1 because it goes from 0 movement slow to 28%, so... It's not the most damage anymore like it used to be, but it's still a pretty damn good spell. Yeah,
I'm surprised he didn't go for that early. He went for the Nature's Guys and tried to be kind of disruptive. He still died in the end of that bottom lane, though, so... And Leech Seed might have been able to keep them alive a bit longer. Zeus Ult and actually Simba is kind of low, but he will Tranquil up. He also has an urn, but no charges left in it, so... Excalibur is up top. They notice that he's there, and like you said, this is really benefiting Sexy Bambo. He's up to 1,500 gold already after he just bought this Midas. So this Blink Dagger is going to be maybe 2 or 3 minutes later than what we saw. So
Yeah, it's proving to be more effective just because Meepo's not doing anything. And it's funny because their lineup seems like a lineup that actually can fight very early on. Like with a blink onto Axe, they can get extra aggressive with living armor on their team. They have level 2 ult with a very farmed Jug. So I'm very surprised that they're choosing not to do anything right now.
The thing is that the Zeus ult has come out numerous times, and that's actually scouted out we and the rest of the squad, so they can't be as aggressive as they want to be.
It's true. There's also the point that since Zeus ult is down, it maybe has more incentive to go fight.
Yes, that's true.
So it kind of works both ways.
Yep.
I think the Zeus ults are just trying to scout to see if they're doing Roshan. I think they're scared of MeePwn'd trying to sneak a Roshan. Oh, a Blink Dagger on Jug. He knows I'm casting, and he knows.
He really does. It's not going to make a comment, but you mentioned it, man. Like, Blink Dagger on Jug, especially with the change, though, after the change to Omni Slash, seems like you almost... I wouldn't say you need to build it, but it's pretty damn good, so...
Well, I would say you need to build it, but yes, the community might say that it's more incentive to buy it now.
I'm actually totally down for Blink Dagger for Excalibur. He already has the Yashi, he has a Mask of Madness, so the way he's farming, this is totally fine. Like, you can get away with this, and it works really well. So now with the Blink Dagger, this should be the signaling for them either to Roche, to fight, to do something, because soon enough, Bambo is going to have his Blink Dagger. In fact, probably after this creep camp or two, he's going to have a Blink Dagger, and then they're just going to be able to fight and counter-initiate in their own terms, so...
Yeah. It just helps you get in the proper position. Especially, it just works exponentially better the more blinks you have on your team, so you can follow up on things nicely. Like, he already does have movement speed. Oh, there's not a zoning ulti.
That's a killing ulti.
Vision ulti, I should say, but that's a kill ulti onto the Screen Protector, and a very easy one at that.
Yeah. By the way, I want to ask you, how often do you see Jugs with Blink Dagger blink during Omni Slash? Is that a... Oh, hold on. Omni Slash, speaking of which, he actually gets the kill. He blinked in and killed Mind Control. That's Zeus's make a kill streak. Meanwhile, Magoma getting caught out. There's the Sled coming with the Culling Blade. They had the Mystic Flare on top of it as well. And they're looking for more. They're actually going to chase down Mad here, but he's actually maybe okay. Nice Fisher, and they can't really get further than that, so...
Blink boys, man. I'm telling you. It's a pretty damn good item.
So, Blink during Omni Slash, is that doable? Is that feasible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's especially when you have an Axe, but even without it, like you can use it to kill someone. You can actually use it to... Oh wait, hold that thought. We's getting gone on actually here in the bottom lane.
Wow, Echo Snipe comes in, but the living armor, not that it matters. We should still follow. Berserker's Call keeps him alive. Wow, that armor. The Overgrowth comes in as well. The Supernova, and they will use the reincarnation. The split does get off. We should still fall though. He's going to try to live, but a good effort now. Hani getting got on as well, and Mad comes through in the clutch. Big Echo Slam, big ultimates coming out from every hero in this fight. Another boulder toss. Phoenix is in trouble. No Icarus dive. Wraith Fire Blast. Goodbye, Simba. 3 dead all day. And all of a sudden, basically Unknown turned it on in that team fight with all of their ultimates. Magoma even bought back, I believe. Nope, just kidding. He respawned.
They needed to kill Panda before he could split, and they just had no ways to do so. Also, like, yeah, as you mentioned, bro, Ta. I always forget that last Ta. Just having the ultimate there wanted to die, and just apply the movement speed slow to everybody too. Yeah. I feel like this Treant pick is not doing it. Actually, you know what? It's not even the Treant pick. I feel like it's the Skywrath. They're just not really doing too much this game.
They've gotten a couple of kills, but not enough, I think.
Dire's bottom tower.
I mean, it's nice to have the living armor, but he has no threaten capabilities. Like, he does literally no damage. Like, his Overgrowth does absolutely no damage. Without Leech Seed's guild, where's his damage coming from? So he can't actually threaten anybody. He just has to sit passively back and apply the armor to people and let maybe the Jug come in and do his job. But he already used the ultimate top, so...
Yeah. It's a sketchy situation for MeePwn'd. I think Jug with no Omni Slash, or Jug with Omni Slash being there might have been pretty beneficial, but they still probably go down. I think there are too many ultimates to deal with. The Brewmaster Panda... the Brewlings are going to be kind of an issue. Meanwhile, Ancient Seal, Mystic Flare, good Force Staff. There's the Fisher block coming out. We's looking for a Berserker's Call, can't find it. Zeus Ult going to go through. They don't get the kill. Berserker's Call just went after Bambo came in, but he has no mana, no ulti as well. But Wee is in trouble. Lightning Bolt, they're going to try to go to town on the Phoenix, and they get the kill. Supernova down. Double kill for Mind Control. This Zeus is doing work. Great Force Staff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pila dies. He's in the corner here. He has no TP scroll. He has no movement options either. He's no Force Staff. He's going to keep getting living armor, but what is that going to do for him? They might find him eventually. He might be able to walk out. Oh, Mind Control. Do they see him? Yes, they do. Mind Control is actually out of mana currently, but so is Pila Die. They jump and Blink Clap. Brute gets the kill. And another awkward kind of just walk by each other, say hi. Excalibur gets the kill down bottom on the Wraith King with his Omni Slash, which I missed.
That's a pretty big kill, actually, with the ultimate down from Wraith King, able to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
But they're just taking these engagements so sloppily, if that's a word.
Yeah,
Like, they're
I
not,
think so.
they're going on people, but they're not getting the kills. They know they don't have the damage. The ultimate was coming out freely from Skywrath instead of on top of a Berserker's Call or something like that, so it didn't do too much damage. And that was without fighting against the Brewmaster split, so it's going to be even worse for them in the next fight. They have to fight around this Juggernaut, because I don't think that Axe is doing enough without... well, it's either fight with Juggernaut or at least wait until you use the Skywrath ulti until the Juggernaut gets a call on someone.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing they've been missing on is the Axe and the Skywrath combo, really. That seems... It seems pretty apparent, but it's just not been there coming out from MeePwn'd. I will say this. Excalibur is ridiculously farmed. He is the most farmed in the game. He's just been kind of CSing for most of the game, and when he can get kills, he will get them, and he hasn't died either. He's already up to a Yasha, Blink, Mask of Madness, Treads, and an Eagle Song, which is more than likely going to be, I guess, a butterfly at this point, so... I mean, that's the only thing you can go for, so...
I think Ethblade might be counterproductive for a hero like Juggernaut.
Listen, I just don't want you to get attacked. Don't even worry about it. It's alright, my Omni Slash is, you know... But, rather soft blink drums and Midas has been done 5 times. Echo Slam top lane, but where's the follow-up? Nothing there. Zeusol comes out, but he's still Blade Fury. They kind of jump the trigger, especially on that Fisher as well. And Jug kind of just wastes a bit of time there in that top lane. That was awkward.
That's because he only had 1 point into his Aftershock. He had actually opted for a second point in Enchant Totem instead of the Aftershock, so the stun duration was so low that he wasn't able to combo any more spells onto it. Yeah. So nicely played by Excalibur, but also kind of a weird skill build from the Earthshaker. And now he's like, yeah, screw this. I'm not putting any more points in Enchant Totem. And he's actually put his next point into Aftershock. Yeah.
The old school regular standard build of maxing your Fisher and then maxing your Aftershock and getting 1 point in Enchant Totem.
Yeah. So, I think it's the better build for a support or shaker. Yeah. Now, if you're mid, I could understand why you'd want Enchant Totem.
Yeah, max that Enchant Totem up, get that going.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Pylai looking to scout things out. I think Mad knows that they're there. They have this Observer Ward. Dust comes through as well. He's got to jump on 2 heroes, but here comes Mind Control. Zeus Lightning Bolt comes in. Mystic Flare not killing Mad. The Arcane Bolt might. Not enough damage. Almost there. Fisher misses. Pylai Arc Lightning range is there, and Mind Control gets yet another double kill. And it is 18-6. Okay, this is actually kind of getting out of hand for MeePwn'd. Jug is Roshing, and he should be able to do this. However, I think they saw that maybe... No, Zeusol was down. He's going to use it in 5 seconds probably, and Excalibur is going to have to be careful. He does have Omni Slash, but there is a Wraith King ultimate. And he's just got to TP out, and he looks like he will make it. All right.
It's a smart play.
But they're going to take this now, though. That's the problem. 13 HP.
13 HP, wow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Wraithfire Blast. Blink Dagger comes in from... Yeah. Oh, he doesn't get killed. The Supernova gets off. I thought he was dead. Now here comes Excalibur. Berserker's Call, but it doesn't go. The Omni Slash jumping through. We does get the Culling Blade off. Magoma in some trouble as well, but Axe is already done. And Excalibur's getting caught out. Fisher blocking. He's going to fall. Lightning Bolt coming out from Mind Control. It's the Mega Kill streak back up for the Zeus. And now they head to Roche, and they will take it this time around. Level 2 Vampiric Core. This is their Aegis.
Yeah. The problem is that without the... Okay, the Jug ult's awesome. It's doing great damage. Phoenix ulti's never getting off. Like, the Phoenix pick has just actually been disastrous here, this game for MeePwn'd. Judging off of his performance last game, I thought it would be very effective, but he's... Look at him, he's 0-7-1. He's done absolutely nothing this game.
And he still goes for the Midas, too. That's the issue, I think. And, I mean, it worked out last game, but he had time to work with. In this game, they're just jumping on him in every situation. They will try to TP out, and looks like he's going to make it. No Lightning Bolt from Mind Control there to work. They saw him, though, with a Weave, for sure. And... Also, Ghost Scepters are coming now, too.
Yeah. Oh, God, that's going to be really bad. Okay, I thought Hani was going to go for a Midas on the tree. I was like, dear God, that's going to be awful. But I feel like the supports have just done not really anything for MeePwn'd as well. I know Tree and Nature, no pun intended, in Nature is just a very passive hero. But he's got no points in the lead sheet, man. This can't be the right build. Like, he has no threatening abilities. And then Skywrath, while I thought was a very good pick against this team for Unknown, has just not been too effective. His ultis aren't really there when they need to be. They're not on targets that are called or overgrowthed or something. and just hasn't been able to do much damage with this hero, unfortunately.
The issue I had with this team is that they need to be the ones initiating, and they're not doing so. They're getting initiated on half the time. So I really like the fact that basically Unknown are controlling the pace of this game. And these are two very solid teams. Everyone on these teams are individually skilled. I mean, MeePwn'd is a team of, I'd say, almost all-stars. And even basically Unknown, you have Sakshika, you have Mad, and you have Bambo, who have all been on top-tier teams before. So this is a pretty big battle, and honestly, the best of 3 series might go the way of basically Unknown the way it's going. They're looking to jump onto Hani. He does get off the overgrowth. Weave does go. He's still invis. It looks like Lightning Bolt's going to fly. They catch him out. They get the kill. This Zeus play has been on point for mind control. They're going to look to take this tier 2 tower.
Yeah, he's actually played a phenomenal brew last game, too, even though they lost. He's been a pretty impressive player in this series. I don't even know who the guy is. Maybe you have a little bit more insight on that. But
this is the first series I've been watching with him.
Yeah, he's been playing quite nicely.
Yeah, this is basically Unknown's coming out party, looks like, in MeePwn'd. This is their first official match, by the way. I'm not sure if we mentioned that at the top of the broadcast, but it's their first game, or first series, I should say. TPing back home, Bambo's bottom now, and it looks like everyone has to back away from top, as basically Unknown are going to stop the split push. And Excalibur he's going to be the one that is going to drive this home if they can get it back in their way. But that is a Radiance now done for the Wraith King. Dear Lord.
I mean, they have the means to kill this. Like, the biggest problem right now is, one, the Zeus damage's output is way too high. I don't even think Wraith King, yeah, he has a scary Radiance, but he's not even the big problem. The problem is the Panda.
Yeah.
Who had too good of a time up top. Got the Midas, didn't get punished for it. And it's funny because they have the means to kill him very, very easily with Axe and Skywrath. They've just never done it. Or never even tried for it.
I'd honestly say Bambo has been close to, if not the MVP of the series so far. We talked about game number 1 and what he did, and this game he's doing a lot of work as well. But this has been more of a team effort for this game, I'd say, for basically Unknown. However, it's still not over yet. You have got Wee, he's got an Axe, he's got an Aghanim Scepter that he just picked up. You've got Excalibur as well. His Eagle Song is done, his Butterfly getting closer and closer and closer, and with that, maybe they could fight a bit harder, but they're losing all of their towers now. In fact, bots in from Bambo into the tier 2 tower mid to push in. All the while, bottom tier 2 is getting pressured by Excalibur and Wee, so.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So it goes again. They jump in. Wraithfire Blast, but they actually get away. The Phoenix is able to survive, but trade tier 2 for tier 2, maybe?
I do think that the Butterfly is a little bit of a curious pickup, though. I don't think that physical damage is really going to be a problem.
Hold the Echo Slam from Mad. Excalibur has to leave. Fisher already went, but there's no fall up the tower. Hitting him. He's getting low. TP coming in. He is able to blink away. Oh, Mad almost with the sick plays. All right.
I missed that, but I'll take your word for it.
It was pretty good.
Zeus ulti, it looks like they would have got the kill there.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So you're saying you don't like Butterfly, though, in this situation? Or
it just seems weird to me, just because the damage output from the team is almost all magic. Like, yeah, Wraith King's a little bit magic, or a little bit physical damage, but actually he's probably more magic damage with the Radiance than physical anyway. Surprisingly popular, 1 out of 6 Wraith Kings have now gone Radiance in 6.3. I can believe that. I actually think it's a pretty good item on him.
I like the fact because with Radiance, it's really annoying against, Blink Dagger heroes.
Sure. Yeah.
That seems to be the big issue. I mean, just the damage as well, and it's a nice little extra damage to have in the burn, so.
Against living armor as well.
Yeah, that's true. So, for now, it still looks like, I mean, if we look at the graphs here, that is a 12,000 net worth lead at 30 minutes into the game for basically Unknown, and a 10,000 experience lead for them as well. So, bottom lane, though, it looks like they're going to jump in. Supernova just gets off. However, there is going to be the ultimate for the Wraith King. Excalibur went through, and he did some work. He does still have his Omnislash. Magoma getting caught out. Omnislash goes onto the Wraith King. He might fall and will. Zeus comes in as well. Wee's getting low. They can maybe turn this fight around. MeePwn'd have to back away, but now they do have the ward up. There's the split coming out now. It's going to be Bambo's turn. Magoma getting low. His grave is done, but there's going to be the overgrowth coming in. Slammed through from Wee. And now there's only a couple left alive on the side of Unknown. They come through Excalibur. He gets blown up. He's dead for 75 seconds, and he just bought his Butterfly. No buyback potential, not that he might need in this situation. They will pick up the kill on the Skywrath Mage as well. The Zeus starting to do some work. Ancient Seal did go. Now they have Wee in the air with the Cyclone. Lightning Bolt's about to fly, and Berserker's Call misses onto everybody. They blink in. Echo Slam's still on cooldown. Laser coming through, trying to heal him up, but there's the Fisher coming through as well. They're still chasing him down. Berserker's Call on cooldown for another second, and will pop it off more than likely. Slowed up by the Fire Spirits as Bambo's right-click. Clap is not there for another second or two. Enchant misses, but there's the Echo. Mad, he says, I'm done with this shit. I'm Echo Slamming. I'm getting the goddamn kill. He does just that, and they actually turn the fight around.
I wonder why he didn't just choose to blink after the Panda Yules came down. Because it was a long duration because he didn't have the Dispel anymore. But he chose to actually fight it, use the Berserker's Call, and thought maybe Phoenix could help him out, but Phoenix didn't have his ulti or enough spells to really do enough damage. Very interesting that the Skywrath also went for a mech this game instead of like a Force Staff. I feel like that doesn't really do much, but yeah, I think that the bigger problems are just that this Phoenix hasn't really contributed too much, and I mean, look at Hani is 0-6 and 0. He actually hasn't done a point of damage involved in 1 kill for his team. I know that normally as a tree player that doesn't really happen, but still.
Yeah, it's not really Hani's game. It's a far cry from what we saw in the last game when he was playing Sand King, which is unfortunate, but
sure.
Well, they're smoking up now, and it looks like basically they want to keep the pressure on. Do they have a gem is the question. No gem on the Radiant team. So they don't have vision of Hani currently. He has vision of them. They have some decent observer wards for the Dire team. The Radiant, they have vision up here. I love this ward. This is probably my favorite ward in the game. This Ubercliff ward up on the high ground. Roshan is up in who knows how long. And I don't know, man. I mean, Excalibur's going to have to put in some work, I think, this game. Oh, the smoke missed Excalibur. And they actually get broken. Sexy Bambo sees them. Sentry is up, but he's not in Viz. He's just up on the high ground. That was kind of awkward.
Yeah, interesting Sentry placement, too. It's actually out of vision of that ward. So here comes a Blink Disjoint from from that Wraith King Fire Blast. Or the Wraith Flyer Blast, I should say. I mean, the damage output is certainly there from Joe. If you saw when they got the Wraith King down killed once, and then he's able to get the ulti off, Wraith King is kind of rendered useless in these fights. If they're able to do that, though, to the Panda, I think is the biggest thing. Panda and Zeus, your big damage dealers, then they might be able to take these fights.
Again, the problem with the Zeus is that he has the Ghost Scepter. If you could somehow bait that out, and the Yule Scepter as well, then that's going to be kind of a big issue. So Mind Control, he's not necessarily invulnerable, but he's pretty tanky in this situation. Pilot Eye is way out of position and dead as hell. He does get the Ancient Seal and the Mystic Flare off, but it doesn't matter. He's still dead. Mid lane, Fisher onto Wii. He's going to get Living Armored. Matt is not going to pop the Echo. He's waiting for the rest of his team. He's trying to... He can maybe Echo and keep him close, but it looks like that's not he's just going to back away. Lightning Bolt. Sim's going to get jumped up in the air with the Yule Scepter. Flap's going to go. Arc Lightning. Wow. Sakshika went in deep and gets the kill. My God. He really wanted that one. Radiant Spurn is able to clean it up, and it's one bad fight after another for MeePwn'd, and they're looking to take this 2-3 tower now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yep. I mean, they have a buyback on the Phoenix, which they probably need to use, honestly. Maybe they'll wait till the Skywrath respawns, but there's just way too much farm, honestly, at this point on Unknown. Like, I haven't looked at the grass, but I imagine, yeah, it's almost 20k.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This game just kind of spiraled out of control, and Excalibur was not able to stifle the bleeding. Tier 3 is going to fall, and I mean, they've got to make some plays. Assault Kuras, oh, we just misses his blink there. And Rosh is up, so now you back to Roshan if you're basically a known. All the meanwhile, I mean, yeah, Hani's up top, and he's sort of pressuring this tier 2 tower, but...
I mean, he's putting stats in over Living or over Leech Seed. This cannot be the right build, man. This
at least 1 point, right? You'd say at least 1 point in Leech Seed. Just any point in Leech Seed would be fine.
I mean, oh boy. Overgrowth also, I don't even really like putting an extra point in Overgrowth. I don't think the 0.75 seconds is really worth it for 1 skill point when you can get more points in either Leech Seed or... I mean, usually people max Leech Seed before Nature's Skies, so usually your second or your third maxing is going to be Nature's Skies, but I just think this is so weird.
It's definitely not really working out for him. That's for damn sure. And they're going to take Roshan as well. And then now it looks like all of a sudden, MeePwn'd are going to spread the map and look for what they can get. They just throw down some wards here, just try to get as much as possible. And it looks like the rest of the squad from basically a known head bottom. With Assault Kuras, with the damage they have, the items they have, they could certainly just push into the base and take this Rax. And the tier 2 tower top still. Although they're trying to push this. Look at the split push coming out. They're trying to force TPs back from basically a known. And they might actually be successful in doing so. Bambo has bots. He's got to clear out the tier 2 mid. But they have to have somebody clearing out this top wave, I think. Maybe not.
God, Bambo is so farmed. I mean, he's had, like you mentioned, I agree. I think he's probably the MVP of this series. Had a great game first game. Game 2, I think it was more the nature of Brew, or the the Brood Mother. There's so many brews and broods in this entire series. It's hard to get it straight.
It's ridiculous.
But this game, it was just phenomenal with a great start on the First Blood onto the Skywrath, and just kind of didn't get, like I said, didn't get punished with that early hand of Midas. And look at his farm now.
Yeah,
it's pretty damn good.
And a lot of people have not given Bambo a fair shake, especially because of Zephyr and how that turned out. But if he keeps playing like this is impressive stuff. He's played very well and made very few mistakes. So we'll see how the rest of the series turns out, as they're currently in the lead. If they win this series, they'd move on and play the winner of Vega versus Complexity. That game will be, I believe, 2 days from now. For MeePwn'd, if they lose this game, they'll be headed down to the losers bracket. They still will have a shot, but they're going to have a rough time. Meanwhile, they do force out the TPs finally. Everyone heads back top lane, and he's looking to make an initiation. Misses the Berserker's Call, finally gets it off. Zeus ult. There's going to be the Yule Scepter. Silence is up. Can they get this kill? TP in from Bambo. Now the Omnus Slash go, but there's the Ghost Scepter. Avoids it completely. Now the Yule Scepter. Excalibur doesn't get a kill. Supernova goes in now. He jumps away. Mind Control is getting chased by numerous heroes. There's the laser. Still alive, but barely. Now the Grave comes in. They have no slam there. Wee is not there to jump in and use the Culling Blade. They're still chasing after. They body block. They body block with the usage of Sakshika, Arc Lightning, and now Excalibur. Echo Slam from Mad. 3 dead all day. Basically unknown with beautiful plays. Bambo jumping in. They baited it. They got the bots coming through. I thought they were going to defend and weren't going to fight. I was damn wrong. Excalibur is forced to buy back. They have to defend this now. They still have Reincarnation and an Aegis up, by the way, for Sakshika. Oh, God.
I mean, that Zeus just dodged everything. Every spell was cast on him, and he still lived at the very end with the final Grave. And look, he's up to full HP again, basically.
Jump in, Wraithfire Blast. Icarus side was just used, by the way, for Simba. Berserker's Call, but there's the Lightning Bolt. They get the kill. And now Excalibur getting dove on here. Wee is in some trouble as well. There's going to be the Culling Blade. He's back up in a second. Force Enchant Totem, the slide from Mad. Beautiful. And they get the kill. Excalibur does not go down. They actually lose their own courier in the process of diving. Wraithfire Blast, there's the Mystic Flare coming through. Lots of diving. Is there any actual tower damage happening? Not really. Wraithfire Blast again. Simba forced to buy back, dead as hell. Zeus ult comes in again, and my God, Sakshika is just wrecking face. He's a bowling ball. He's bowling right down the lane, and they're going to get the Tier 3 tower as well. And this should be the start of the end here for MeePwn'd. They're too far behind.
Yeah, there's no way they can come back from this. They just don't have the amount of team fight damage. They're lacking damage from Treant. He does absolutely no damage. Honestly, the Axis damage is not very good either, because the armor coming out from the weave from Dazzle just mitigates all of that physical damage from Axe. And Juggernaut's damage was nice until the Ghost Scepters came out, but now he just seems kind of useless.
This has been extraordinarily well played from basically unknown. MeePwn'd had an opportunity to maybe snowball and take this game. That was lost pretty early on. And you talked about it, the Ghost Scepters, Zeus's slipperiness, and the damage coming out from everybody on the side of the Radiant team. Basically unknown are putting out a clink here, and they're going to end this game at 40 minutes in. Mega Creep's now done, and it looks like Sakshika and the rest of the basically unknown squad will move on, and maybe a bit of an upset here. Omni-Slash goes through, but there is going to be the Grave, and Excalibur hexed up now. Culling Blade finally going through, but that's Reincarnation back up again. Not even his Aegis. They get the Echo Slam off. Wiz in trouble again. Still pretty tanky. Gets another Culling Blade off. That's Bambo. That's actually a big kill this time, but he just buys back and bots in as soon as he possibly can. And they lose Matt on the back end of it as well, but Bambo's already back into the base. The Tier 4s are being assaulted, and Shelf, what can you say? This game's over.
Phoenix feeding up a free one here. Yeah, that's just it almost, just because of this much of a one-sided game at the end here, it almost feels like an outdraft, but I still actually liked MeePwn'd's draft. I thought that the draft was actually not too bad. Like, they had a nice balance of Skywrath damage to defensiveness from Axe, and the Treant Juggernaut provides lots of damage. The biggest thing was just Phoenix just got so frickin' shut down. Like, he was 0-7-1 at one point, did, you know, hardly any damage. His ult was always killed up instantly. And then the Skywrath just, I felt like wasn't comboing his ultis with Axe, and Treant Protector with a very, very weird build. It was just outplay, I think, from basically unknown. I think they just played a lot better than MeePwn'd did.
Yeah, they certainly, it felt like they just outplayed the squad of MeePwn'd. And MeePwn'd, again, we talked about it. This is a squad of pretty much all-stars, and they go down in their first series against basically another new squad. Not the way they wanted to get off, but at the same time, they still have their way to make through the lower bracket. We'll have to wait and see who they face up against next, but as of right now, basically unknown, your winners in the first best-of-3 series for DotaPit Season 3. This is just the qualifiers, and we're already getting amazing Dota. Guys, this has been so much fun, but we'll be back with another series in just a moment. It's going to be 4ASC versus MYI, coming to you shortly here on DotaPit. My name is Mont. With me is MontPax as well as Tralf. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/MontPax, twitter.com/TralfDota, and twitter.com/MontDota, twitter.com/DotaPit, and DotaPit.com for more information. We do apologize about the compendium and it not being out and ready in time, but of course Valve they're the ones that has to implement it, so nothing we could really do about that just yet. But there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up for DotaPit, especially when we hit the group stages. So guys, make sure you stick around for ASC versus MYI coming right up. We'll be back shortly.